Good evening, and welcome to the World of Book Reviews. This is Judy Morio, and I'm so glad to have you join us tonight. And you're going to be really glad you did too, because we have a very special guest, Morgan St. James. Morgan, welcome.
Thank you, Judy. I'm so happy you asked me to be on.
Well, I've known of Morgan for many, many years, and not that we're older, but we've known of each other for a long, long time. And I've had the opportunity over the years to get to know what a delightful person she is, and she's a very, very successful author and has some wonderful books out that I want to be sure to tell you about, because I know you're going to want to get them and read them. And why don't we start with this one, because this is your newest one, which is just coming out in about 2 weeks, right?
It's coming out in about 2 weeks, and it's part of a series that's called, you ready for this? Revenge is Fun.
Oh, I like that. I'm into revenge. I think
Oh, yeah,
good.
yeah, especially if you can do it in a clever way, right?
Right. Revenge is Fun, that's the series.
Right.
And so
right.
are different people getting revenge in each book? Or is that
Yeah, the first book in the series was Rip Off. And Rip Off was centered around something that people have no idea about. Manufacturing in federal prisons.
Ooh.
And people think that it's, license plates and like that.
Uh-huh.
Would you believe it's almost $1 billion a year business?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And I actually repped, I'm giving you this little background because I have carryover characters that come into the books. And these 3 women first met in Rip Off.
Oh.
Okay, they all were down on their luck. They were former executives who'd been caught by this, that, and the other thing. And they went to work for the prison system selling furniture made in federal prisons.
Oh, my goodness.
And while they were there, they uncovered a massive embezzlement scheme. And they got even with the people who were, doing this. It was a real romp through stuff. So now this is a couple of years later. And they've each had $1 million whistleblower award when they caught this. It was a $35 million embezzlement.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And so anyway, they've taken their awards and they've gone in different directions. And the protagonist in this book, Cameron Harrison, she set up an advertising company in Century City. Now, Cameron had wound up in the federal prison system because her old goat of a boss had fired her by voicemail after 10 years of helping them build the business, advertising business. And he told her she was over the hill at 44. And, it's like, we've decided to go in another direction, more or less don't let the door hit you on the butt on the way out. Mm-hmm. And so now that she's got this $1 million, she decided she's going to get her revenge on this guy. And she's going to set up her own advertising agency. She's going to show them what an over-the-hill person can do because she's going to specialize in the baby boomer market.
Oh, okay.
And she's been stealing accounts from them right and left. But the thing is, of course, we need to have a mystery. We need to have something going on. So it's funny how sometimes you think you have that right plot and then you read something and it changes you completely, and that's what happened with this book. I thought I knew what direction I was going to go with for the mystery.
Right.
And then I read an article about, and you'd probably be interested in this, that one of the biggest drug money laundering operations was in the LA Fashion District.
Oh my goodness.
And it was hundreds of millions of dollars being laundered through various businesses in the fashion district. And I read that and I thought, she's in Century City. This is perfect.
Yes, yes.
You know, they're going to stumble into this thing, and then it's going to be a question of who's the bad guy, what's going on. Of course, I have to get them in jeopardy, you know, and her friends have come in. They, one is in D.C. She's now still with the prison manufacturing. The other one has set up a website and business in San Francisco called Broadbusters.
Oh my goodness.
And so, you know, it's just fun, you know,
Yeah.
putting these things together. And I'll tell you, when I write the heavier things, I find I have to be writing something funny alongside of it. And this was the one. This was the one
This
that I
was
was
the
working
one.
on while I was working on the other books.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm so excited to hear about it, and I know you're going to want to hear more from Morgan St. James, and we'll be back in just a minute to talk with her a little bit more about this book and about her other books.
Are you frustrated and wasting time searching for high-quality education and entertainment and not finding it? Stop wasting your time. We've got your solution. Our 3 dynamic and unique online TV shows provide you with high-quality and easy-to-find content. Everything from business skills and self-development to book and movie reviews and everything in between. At akexpertstv.com, you'll find high-quality experts in their field, in one place, at no cost to you. Visit www.akexpertstv.com today.
Welcome back. This is Judy Morio, and this is the World of Book Reviews. And tonight we're talking with Morgan St. James about her books, and I'm finding it to be incredibly interesting. As you know, I write self-help books, and so I'm trying to find out how someone like Morgan comes up with her characters and makes these incredible stories.
Well, you know, a lot of times it's something that's on the news or it's something that you've read somewhere. And it just sort of starts things going. And now I write a series, I think you know about the Silver Sisters series that I write. And I write that one with my sister. And that one, we have drawn on some of the wacky members of our family. We grew up in a very wacky family, you know. And it wasn't unusual for the stereotypical, you know, lampshade on the head at a party. Giving away my secrets. Here I am, nice and sophisticated.
Yes, and I thought you were so well behaved.
But Phyllis comes up with a lot of the ideas for that too. We work very well in tandem, and we've got 4 books in that series, and we're going to be starting on the 5th one this year,
Wow,
the end of the
that's
year.
wonderful. And they've been very, very successful.
They have been.
Yes.
They have been. Corpse in the Soup, the first one, was named Best Mystery Audiobook by USA Book News.
That's pretty good.
Well, I've been fortunate, you know, I have to say. I am an award-winning author. I've had several awards,
Yes.
and that's lovely. You know, that just makes you feel like you're doing something right.
Well, and it has to do with the fact that you work hard and you do a lot of research to
Yes.
do this. Now, when you write books about revenge like this,
Yes.
does that take a lot of research, or,
Well,
or does that come out of?
It depends. I wrote another book in the series with Dennis N. Griffin. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's a true crime author and historian. And that book is Bumping Off Fat Vinny.
Ooh.
And it was our own revenge. it was something that we were pretty upset about, and we thought, well, instead of really stressing ourselves out, let's just write a funny revenge book.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Fat Vinny, the problem with Vinny is you can't knock him off. Everything that should be perfect isn't.
Vinny sounds like somebody that would be knocking someone else off.
Right, exactly. With his cigar, you know, he likes to chew on his cigar. But so we did some research on that. A lot of that research was location research to make sure that we had the hotels right, we had the streets right. You know, I always do that. I always make sure that if I'm using a location, that I've researched it.
Yes.
That even if I've lived there, you know, sometimes your memory gets a little fuzzy.
Well, I think sometimes people who want to write books think that they can just make up the whole thing, and they don't realize that when you set it in a certain location, you really need to know about the location, or the
Absolutely.
reader might know more than you do, and then read it and think, oh, this isn't right.
Or even worse, there was somebody who has lived in that area and the author got it wrong.
Oh,
And I mean, if you're doing a fictional town, then it's your town. You can do anything with it. You just need to make sure that places that lead into that town are correct.
oh, yeah.
You know, but I have one favorite mystery author, Robert Craze, and he describes Marina del Rey, California so perfectly, and I lived on the street that he had his protagonist going
goodness.
down, and it's a unique street. So when I was reading about it, I thought, now he really knows the area, or he's done his homework. And then he took the guy up into the Hollywood Hills in another area that I lived in. So I think that makes you really aware of the fact that you've got to get it right.
Yes, yes, it does. And those of us who live in Las Vegas often see Las Vegas depicted in ways that we're like, no, I don't think so.
Right.
We're going to have to take another break here. We're with Morgan St. James tonight, and it's wonderful to have an author of her renown here on my show, and we get to find out secrets of what real authors do back there with their characters and how they do their research. So join us back in a few minutes. We're going to take a break, and we'll see you shortly.
I didn't focus on my weaknesses. I focused on my strength, and I was able not only to lead myself, I was able to lead my team into success. Many people ask me, what do you mean by awakening the powerful leader within you? I have been leading myself and others for years. Well, I tell them, of course you have, but did you know that you have way more power than you can ever imagine? See, you and I, we were born with the capability to lead ourselves to live our purpose. Then life's challenges and obstacles come along and buries our capabilities. How do I know that? I know it because life happened to me.
My question to you today is this. What are you creating? Now, I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he was thinking I'm gonna download something.